at the MTA, I found that myself and a bunch of others were increasingly relying on systems engineering and enterprise architecture practices. And we were introducing it into the civil infrastructure environment where it wasn't normal. But it was absolutely essential to manage the complexity. And when I left the MTA, I started to champion that concept of systems approach to enterprise transformation and the role of enterprise architecture in that. At the same time, again, my colleagues in the UK have been also strongly championing systems approaches to civil infrastructure and the role of systems engineering in delivering civil infrastructure programs and complex projects. Eventually, the New York Academy of Science program manager for the built environment liked the topic. And so I want to thank the New York Academy of Science for hosting this work. And so our premise, again, was to introduce enterprise systems engineering and enterprise architecture practices into the civil infrastructure environment. So these are practices that are well known and well used in defense, aerospace, finance, and other service industries. These are pretty common practices, but they're really not well used in civil infrastructure. And so our goal was to create what we call an architectural framework, which are, in a sense, the basic rules, the basic premises for designing an enterprise system. And we wanted to bring 4 domains together: asset management, systems engineering, enterprise architecture, and information management. We felt those were 4 fundamental domains, each of them with their own language, that we wanted to kind of set up as a reference architecture for doing it. And at the heart of that really is the business capabilities model associated with asset management. We kind of created the ontology using standards like ISO 55000, but the ontology is kind of static. What we also did is we created a systems model, a viable systems model of an infrastructure where those ontologies are interrelated to each other. We talked about the interrelationships. Then we did some case examples, some kind of to demonstrate the systems approach using this ontology was a viable a framework for thinking about civil infrastructure from a systems perspective. And I know I said 4 things, but I'll probably go into one more. What I really want to do is share the program that we're anticipating moving forward. The goals that we're looking at is to take kind of an ontological systems approach to address the problems of decarbonization, infrastructure decarbonization, infrastructure equity, infrastructure resilience, and infrastructure sustainability, and ask the question of whether or not systems, enterprise systems engineering and enterprise architecture is an appropriate solution tool set to solve those at scale and at pace.